There are 3 things that you must do when you are going after your goals. When you have finally decided that today is the day and I'm gonna go after my goals, these are the 3 things that you need to do. You need to do research, plan, and action. And I'm gonna go step by step, giving you guys the guide on what to do for each step so that you can go after your goals. So when I began my journey of accomplishing my goals, and my goal is to become monetized on this. My goal is to become monetized on this channel, and then my bigger goal is to finally become a full-time content creator where my business is content creation and having a YouTuber life as a living. That is my ultimate big dream goal. But right now, what I'm working towards is becoming monetized first things first. So there are a few things that I did when I first decided that I was going to go after this goal of becoming monetized. These were the key things that I decided that I needed to do so that I can create the most impact within this year. And I would say that I've accomplished a lot because this channel is completely new. It's been new for about, I want to say 5 months, and I've gained roughly around 500 subscribers. And I am halfway towards my 3,000 watch hours. I'm about like 1,400 right now, so that I can become monetized. And so I've decided, taken it upon myself, that to reach my goal faster, that I'm gonna start uploading every single day until I reach my goal of becoming monetized. So however long that takes, I'm gonna be uploading every single day, which means more content towards you guys and finally reaching my goal. So I've decided to do that. But when I first began, I did a lot of research and a lot of planning before I actually ended up taking action. So before I had started all of this journey, it took me a while to actually get to the action part. So if you are somebody who lacks the actual discipline to take the action, then this video is gonna be perfect for you, because I was that person where I just got stuck in the planning stage and not so much in the executing stage. And so the executing stage is literally the last step. And that's where a lot of us get stuck, because we can execute for maybe a day. We can execute for maybe a week, 2 weeks, and then afterwards you kind of fall off and you're just like, what have I done? Like, I started this plan, I did all this research, I bought all this stuff, and then here I am with nothing to show for it. So if you are somebody who is just lacking that consistency, who's lacking that discipline, then this video is for you. This channel is for you. So if you guys are new to this channel, my name is Geraldine, and I make videos all about goal setting and productivity. So if that's the type of video you love to consume, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I'm at Geraldine Silva. Also, for those of you who are also new, I have created a Facebook group called the Committed Collective. Also, for those of you who have been watching me for a while and you haven't, go join my free membership over on Facebook. It is a Facebook group called the Committed Collective, where it is an accountability group for your goals. So if you are looking to go after your goals, then this place is for you. This is what you must do on your journey, because accountability is such a huge thing. I myself created this Facebook group because I thought to myself, how is it that so many people lack the consistency and lack the discipline to go and show up for their goals, but they're able to show up for their jobs even though they don't want to? A lot of us don't want to show up for our jobs, but we do anyways. Why? Because there's somebody holding us accountable, whether it's A, money, or B, our bosses, and the fear of losing our job, right? So I'm just like, why is it that we can be consistent with showing up to work day by day, but we cannot show up for ourselves? So I'm like, it's the accountability part. A lot of us just need that accountability partner, somebody who's going to be there to be like, hey, if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen. These are the consequences of your actions if you don't show up for yourself consistently every single day. So that is a Facebook group. I promise you, we are not a negative place. We are a positive place, but we want to keep you in the game. We want you guys to continue your journeys of accomplishing your goals, of achieving your goals, of having the life that you've always dreamed of having. So that is over on Facebook. Again, it's free for anybody to join, and please, please, please join my emailing list, where I will be sending you newsletters once a week with more information and just more of just a personal level journey. And I want to hear your guys' stories. I want to be able to share your guys' stories if you guys allow me to, and just to hear you guys out on your pain points and your struggles. But please join up my emailing list, where I will be sharing more of me and more of the tips that I do have, and the link will be down below. It's over on my website called geraldisolo.com, so everything will be linked down below. So let's get to the first step. The first step that you must take after you've decided to go after your goal, after figuring out what is your goal, is that you need to do research. You need to do research on what action you need to take and what strategy you're going to take. So to give you an example, when I first started this YouTube channel, I knew that I wanted to become monetized, right? I wanted to have, apart from my big goal of having a YouTuber life, there is a watered down version of that goal, which is becoming monetized. That's the first step to having a full-time career as a YouTuber. So I was like, okay, what is my plan of action to be able to become monetized? So the things that you need to become monetized is A, have 500 subscribers, which I do have, and B, have 3,000 watch hours, which I am halfway there. I'm at 1,000, I think it's like 393. So I'm so close to halfway there. But before I created this new YouTube channel, I was doing research on how you can get monetized, on how you can become a full-time content creator as fast as possible. And I stumbled upon one girl. I think her name was like Nala. I'll put her like handle somewhere. She is amazing and I love her to bits. She doesn't know me, but I enjoy her videos a lot. I watched her YouTube videos about how she got monetized, and what she did is she did a 30-day live challenge. So she went live on YouTube for 30 days, and that is how she was able to become monetized. And so I thought to myself, wow, that is a strategy right there on how I can become monetized, right? But the one problem that I do have is that I don't have the free time like she does, because she's a stay-at-home mom while I am a working mom. So I'm like, I can't spend an hour being on live, either before work or even after work, because I already got up at 5 in the morning to get ready for work. And then after work, I don't get off till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And not only that, but I still have to take care of my kids. My kids have homework. My youngest is a 1-year-old, so she needs a lot of attention. So I'm like, I don't have the freedom to go live every single day. But I'm like, you know what? I know YouTube, and I know YouTube, you're able to schedule videos to go live. Not to like you go live, but schedule your videos so that they can go live on the website without you obviously needing to be there because you scheduled it. So I was like, what if I just upload every single day in the month of May 30 videos until the end and see how far I can get. And I was able to get so far. I started with only 18 watch hours, and I ended up with, I think it was almost to 1,000 watch hours, which is a lot of watch hours, you guys, a lot. So I was just like, oh my gosh, this works. So now that I know that that's my strategy that worked, I started to just upload inconsistently throughout the week until this past month, where it was a really bad uploading week. I only uploaded once a week, and it's like, ugh, I'm never gonna reach my goal if I do that. So I'm like, you know what, I just need to upload until I reach my goal, and that is what I'm gonna do now. That is my next strategy. But I give you that as an example of how you need to do your research. It's not so much of like watching videos just to watch them. No, you're watching videos to educate yourself, to create a strategy of action. What is the action? Because the thing is too, is that you can't get stuck on the researching. Once you find a strategy that works for you, you take action. But we will get to that later. So how do you find research for yourself, right? How do you create a strategy that works for you? How do you know what's a strategy that works for you? So you find somebody on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever, anybody who is sharing their personal story towards the goal that you want, whether it's paying off debt, whether it's buying a home, whether it's getting fit. Find somebody's personal story that you relate to. Whether it's, I have kids and I have a full-time working job, but I still manage to go to the gym. Or I have kids and I'm a full-time dad and I'm paying off debt and I do DoorDash on the weekends. Like, find somebody that you find on a personal level that relates to you, that has achieved the goal that you really want, and figure out how they were managed to get the life that you want, and how can you tweak it a little bit to fit to your lifestyle. Because obviously nobody's life is the same. Everybody has different responsibilities, everybody has different things that are going on in their lives. So find something that you can take from their personal journey and think, what can I switch it that will best fit with my lifestyle? How can I use their example to better fit the thing that I want, right? Because not everyone, like I said, the whole life thing, I wasn't able to do it, but I tweaked it enough where I'm still uploading every single day, but it was uploading a video and not going live. And I still managed to get really far with my watch hours. So I'm just like, okay, it worked. Maybe I didn't reach exactly as fast as she did, but I was still able to accomplish a goal, which is getting watch hours, which I ended up doing. Which, getting your watch hours is just the hardest thing to do on YouTube. If you look it up anywhere, it's the hardest thing to reach is your watch hours. But find somebody that you relate to, find someone's personal story and how they got there, and then tweak it a little bit to fit to your lifestyle. That is the research part. So watch multiple videos, find people online. This girl, she didn't even have a lot of YouTube subscribers. She only had like 500 at the time that I found her, and now she's at 4,000. So find people who may not have a lot of subscribers, but they're still figuring out a way to achieve their goals. Like, just because someone's on their journey doesn't mean they're not on the right path, and just because they haven't accomplished what they want doesn't mean that their plan is not credibility on their plan just because they haven't achieved it. Because if they're working towards it and they're making progress, that means their plan is working the same way that it worked for the girl. I watched it happen from 500 subscribers to now 4,000 subscribers. I'm like, oh my god, whatever she did ended up working for her, therefore it should work for me. Why would it not work for me? I need to hustle, I need to bustle, and I need to take action. But again, it starts at the research. But we don't stay at the research plan. We don't stay at the research stage. We move on to step number 2. Once you found the person that you relate to, once you found your strategy, now we move on to step number 2, which is creating your plan, right? How do you create your plan? How do you know what measures do you need to take in order to understand if you're making progress? So one key thing that I want to tell you about making a plan is that you need to make a well-rounded plan. Whether it's a well-rounded plan is one that's point A, right? Wherever you are right now is point A, to where you want to be, which is point B, the goal, right? Achieving your goal. So point A to point B. You are right here and you want to be over here. So there is the strategy, right? The strategy that you just found out, which is me uploading videos 30 days in the month of May, right? So that is the strategy. So that's straight there, right? That if I did that consistently every single day, if I did my action plan every single day, I'll meet my goal. But as we know, life happens, and so sometimes I will be able to upload a video and upload a video and upload a video, and then let's say for whatever reason something happens and I'm not able to record a video, so then I'm inconsistent that day. Or maybe some days I have more time, so that I'm able to record multiple videos, so then I'm inconsistent that way. So what I'm saying is that you need to think of all the angles of things that could go wrong and all the things that could go right. What can you do when things go wrong? You can, like for me, I was able to schedule things. So the days that I have more time open, I was able to record maybe 2 videos or maybe 3 videos, or maybe if I pushed myself hard enough, I can record up to 4 videos and schedule those videos to upload every single day for those rainy days, right? I call that the rainy day schedule. But if something goes wrong in your journey and you're not able to be consistent that day, what can you do in preparation, let's say you have more time to do something, what can you do in preparation that will help you on those rainy days, right? Your rainy day schedule, your rainy day strategy. When something goes wrong, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna replace it with? Let's say your goal is to be fit and your strategy is I'm gonna go to the gym 6 times out of the week. What if one of those days you can't make it to the gym? What can you do instead for that day that you can't make it to the gym? What can you do instead that will still make progress? Because the point of taking action is that you're going to make progress every single day. One little step is going to get you closer and closer to the goal that you really, really want. Because the name of the game is consistency, is discipline. These are the things that you need to do every single day so you can accomplish your goal. So if you're trying to be consistent, you need to create a plan about consistency. What is the action you're going to be taking every single day that if something were to go wrong, what can you do instead that's still going to make progress? Maybe not as much as your usual strategy, but what is something that you can do that is still going to help you a little bit? Because every little pebble helps you create a bigger rock, helps you create the mountain that you need, right? Like I said, consistency, right? One key point that I urge you to listen up, okay? If you're writing this down, write it down. If you need to post it on a post-it note and put it on your mirror, write it down. Do not switch up your plan until you've been doing it consistently for 1 month. What does this mean? This means if you have a plan of going to the gym 6 days out of the week, but you're so inconsistent where 1 week you only go 2 times, the following week you only go 3 times, and then the week after that you only go 1 time, and then at the end of the month you check your weight and you're like, darn, I haven't lost a single pound. My strategy of going 6 times out of the week is not working. I need to switch things up. I need to do more weights. I need to do whatever the case. You start switching up your plan, right? But the key thing is that you did it inconsistently throughout the month. So my thing is, if you want to see if your plan is actually a good plan, you need to wait at least 1 month with you doing it consistently for 1 month. So that means if your goal is to go to the gym 6 times out of the week, you go every single day. You go every single week 6 times until you hit the end of the month and you check your weight and then you see, wow, I actually did lose weight. This plan is actually working. I'm going to continue it. Or at the end of the month, wow, I've been going 6 days out of the week, something's not working. That is when you see my plan isn't working, I need to switch something up. Because a lot of the time is that we think because we're doing something, we start to think that just because we start doing something inconsistently or because we show up some of the time and we're not getting the results that we want, that we think, oh, our plan is just not working, we need to switch things up. When in reality is that you weren't working. Your plan was working, you just weren't. You weren't hustling to get the goal. You were just showing up whenever you felt like it. But that is discipline, right? You need to show up for yourself in a disciplined way by showing up and doing the plan and seeing if it's actually working, seeing if it's actually if it's actually creating you progress. Because if it is, don't switch it up. Why would you want to switch up something that's working? If something's not working, that is when you switch to something else. You tweak it a little bit, not turn your whole plan inside out, but tweak it just a little bit. Let's say you're going 6 times out of the week, and at the end of the month, you're like, wow, I've been going consistently and I haven't made any progress. Well, have you checked your diet? Have you checked your hormones levels? Maybe there's something else underlying that's not allowing you to lose weight. You start seeing where the flaws in your plan is, and that is when you start to create a well-rounded plan. Okay, and the last step to this whole saga is actually taking action. Taking the action part. This is where a lot of people fall through because they create the research, they create the plan, and they buy the most beautiful planner, and they buy all this like paperwork on Etsy, and then once it's actually time to go and do the hard work, it's quiet, it's crickets, it's I don't feel like doing this, I don't want to do this. And then all that stuff that you paid, the camera that you bought, all the cash stuffing planners that you bought because you were going to pay off your debt, is all gone to waste because you did not stick it through. take action immediately. Once you've found your research and your strategy, once you've created that well-rounded plan, next, it's all up to you. It's all up to you to show up and take action on all the hard work that you just created, all of that research. Again, this is where a lot of people kind of fall short, because they think I'm already so exhausted. But the real work and the real hard hustle comes once you take that first step of discipline. So I'm going to give you a few tips about discipline, right? Because this was something that I struggled with a lot, is discipline. And it took me such a long time to finally realize what was the formula to actually achieving your goals. And so I'm going to give it to you right now. Formula to achieving your goals is action plus consistency equals win, right? Your action plan built with you showing up every single day equals you achieving your goals, right? Because you need a good action plan and you need to be consistent, and then therefore there's no luck involved. There's no winning the lottery. It's a basic math formula. Like, if you do something every single day, you will create progress. Therefore, you will create a new chapter in your life. You will create a win. So to be disciplined, these are the three things that you need. You need desire, willpower, and a lot of discipline to keep pushing. You need to learn how to keep pushing with yourself. So how do you create desire? You create desire, and I spoke on this on my video that I just uploaded. So I will either link it in the cards or it'll be linked at the end of this video. But I just created a video on what you must do when you're going after your goals. But how do you create desires for yourself? Well, you have to think, how badly do I want this? And okay, to create desire for yourself, you need to look for inspiration. And I always look for inspiration not towards the people that, yes, I desire to be, but I actually look for the people that I am envious, that I am jealous of. Because that is what creates the drive for me. I don't use envy as like a negative thing. I use it as something that will fuel me, because I'm an impatient person. I'm so impatient. All I want to do is get something as quickly and as fast as possible. So if you are somebody who is like that and is pretty envious, then what happens is one of two things. You start to feel this need to have what they have, right? Because that's what jealousy is someone else having something that you don't have. So you start to have this like deep desire to have what they have. And then number two, it creates this competition in you. Not that the person that you feel envious of knows who you are and is going to be competing with you, but you start becoming competitive. And so what that happens is that creates the drive that you need to keep going. So I start off with my own motivation, with my own like vision and feeling like, oh, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And then once that kind of like dies down and I can find myself being like, oh, I just don't want to wake up early, I don't feel like filming this video, I don't feel like editing, I don't feel like uploading, I start to take my own advice of feel the jealousy, feel the envy, feel the consequences of my own actions too. So like I said, my number one strategy, we'll get to the consequences afterwards, but my first strategy of, okay, find somebody who has what you have and create that drive for yourself. Motivate yourself. And again, it's not so much of like I'm a hater towards this person. It's more of like, you have everything that I want, and if I don't do this, it's my own fault and nobody else's. I'm not gonna pour hatred towards that person because I don't hate them. Good for them that they got what they want because they worked hard, right? I'm creating not a negative space for myself, but more of a positive, reinforcing myself to be like, my dreams are right there and it's possible. That's the thing, is that you're not looking towards the person as to create a like mind game for yourself, not to feel down for your actions, but more of like looking at it as a possibility. Is switching that mindset around. It's always a mindset. Switch that mindset of dang, like this person has what I have, they're younger than me, they're prettier than me, and they have what I have, I hate them, and this and that. No, switch it into a positive thing of like, oh my god, this person's younger than me, this person's prettier than me, there's possibility. This person is an example of possibility, that my dreams is not like super out there because it's possible. It's right there, right in front of me. All I have to do is learn what they did and I do the same thing, because that's all it is. It's just figuring out what someone else has done and taking it upon yourself to do the exact same thing. That's all it takes. But we turn away when we feel jealousy towards someone, instead of being curious as to why we're jealous towards that person. It's, they have something that I don't, therefore I need to figure out what exactly they have that I need to absorb myself and figure out for myself on how I can achieve the same thing. So that's how you create desire, right? The other thing, the willpower of showing up for yourself, is the consequences of not showing up. So again, I stay within the positive realm of, I use my own motivation, I feel inspired, and I have my vision board in front of me. I look at all the Pinterest boards of all the things that I want and blah, 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 right? But when that doesn't work, I also use a fear-based method of, what will the consequences be if I don't take action? So if I'm not uploading videos on YouTube, a couple things are gonna happen, which they have. I'm gonna lose subscribers, I'm gonna lose out on all the watch hours, I'm gonna continue working the job that I do until I die, or I will continue to see other people have exactly what I want and know that it's my fault that I never did anything about it. Those are the fear-based things that you need to pull yourself together, because a lot of the time it goes back to the beginning of accountability. A lot of the time, just because we don't take accountability for ourselves to show up to our goals, that we think that there's nothing really gonna happen to us. There's no one that's gonna yell at us. There's no real consequence. We're not gonna lose anything. But that doesn't happen within a day. That doesn't happen within a week. It happens within months and years. When you look back on your life and you think, wow, if I had just started that day that I figured out what I wanted for my goal, that day that I watched that video that Geraldi had posted, if I just started that day, I would have made so much more progress by now. When you're looking back 3, 5, 10 years from now, imagine the amount of work if you put in for 10 years where you could possibly be, right? So we don't want to lose out on that time. That's when the consequence sets in, is when you've lost all that time from being inconsistent and not actually showing up for yourself. Those are the consequences that happen. That's when you're actually faced with reality. It's not tomorrow, it's not even a month from now, it's years from now when you're looking back and you've lost all that time. And instead of working hard and showing up, you decided to, oh, I'm just gonna put it off, I'm just gonna procrastinate, I'm not gonna be disciplined about it, I'm not gonna do anything about it. But I'm here to tell you that these are the 3 things that you must do once you decided that you're gonna go after your goals. And show up for yourself every single day. Join the Committed Collective. Well, I'm here for you. We are all here for you. That's why it's a collective. It's a collective of us who want to keep ourselves accountable for showing up. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I'm at Geraldi Silva. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys again on the next one. Bye. Mwah.